There is no time for intro, Cougs. We got a lot of stuff to cover. It's been, we recorded what, last Monday? It's been a week, and there has been so much stuff that dropped. Last week, we got the Mookie Collection Player of Month, and they come with a bombshell pretty much on Sunday saying to look out for new content coming up from the leadoff episode. And my God, Cougs, do we have a lot of stuff to cover today? And I don't even know where to start. I feel like we have to start from what we got last week towards to what we got yesterday and what's coming today. Cougs, it's going to be a fun week of content wise for MLB The Show. And let me just point out, we were kind of on point with the flashback being part of the collection award. We were saying it could have been like a Tatis, something like that. But we got 99 Mookie Betts as their new collection, the MVP year that he has from Boston Red Sox. So that was a nice addition, especially being Mookie Betts and having secondary position at second. But initial thoughts when Mookie got dropped, what do you think? And what do you think of the collection itself? Because a lot of people were kind of getting on it. I think it was mixed reactions of what you need to get this collection, but let me hear it. What do you think?
Yeah, Mookie collection reward. First and foremost, fantastic card. Like I've used him a lot already. Um, I am definitely willing to say he's easily a top 3 card in the game, if not just the best card in the game with the way he plays. I'm really liking his swing, and I haven't loved his swing in the past. So overall, the card is not disappointing. My dog's going crazy. The
It's okay.
card is not disappointing in the slightest. The 99 fielding is awesome. The speed at 81, the hitting attributes just being as good as they are. There's really no bad part about this card whatsoever.
No.
Um, and then when we jump into the collection side of things, I think everybody felt, or not everybody, but I think a lot of people were kind of taken aback by how much you needed to have for Mookie, because a lot of people, including myself, prepared for this collection. They bought more milestones, they bought more primes, more signatures, all that stuff. And then when we saw what we actually needed, I think everybody was just a little shocked. And I think some people were a little disappointed and frustrated by that. And you've got a guy like 99 Acuna who you can get totally for free, and you compare him to Mookie Betts. I mean, I think Mookie's a little better, but they're similar cards. So I think a lot of people are just frustrated by the amount of stubs and the amount of cards you need. I don't think anybody's really frustrated at what the card is itself. But overall, I'm happy that it was a flashback, because I think honestly, there were a lot of people that wanted Hank Aaron, a lot of people that wanted Clemente, guys like that. I think people would be more frustrated if a card like that was behind this big collection, because then a lot of people would never be able to have the chance to play with Hank or play with Clemente. At least Mookie Betts, yeah, it's a card people probably want to play with, but it's not the new legend or one of the new highlighted players that people were looking forward to going into the year.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be like you said, like a Hank or Roberto or Pedro. I would have been disappointed myself, especially like I mean, they kind of did put Mickey Mantle last year as the full collection, but however, I think when you have those type of names, you don't put them behind this type of big collection, especially if say you pick up the game now. When are you going to think about getting them? Probably maybe September, if
Yeah,
even.
maybe.
So but either way, I agree. Mookie Betts. I haven't tried him out yet. I haven't even seen a BR yet, but I off paper, off his attributes, it looks as and only 99 fielding card I think I ever seen
I think there's other 99 fielding cards, but
of this year. I mean,
having all 4 of those attributes be, well, 3 out of the 4 of them are 99 with 91 arm strength, like
mm,
that you don't see that very much.
no, you don't. And it's going. You put him at second, there's going to be no effect. Basically, even with the
Oh
minus
yeah.
that you get for putting him at secondary position, it's gonna be no effect. Where is he in your lineup right now? Is he in the outfield or is he at second?
Yeah, he's in right field batting leadoff. He's
Okay.
perfect
Oh,
in
bat
that
and
spot.
leadoff.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Yep.
can see that. I can definitely see that. But yeah, we have the Mookie collection, which was start out the week, and then later in the week we got the new player month, and we both thought it was going to be Soto. It was not Soto. It was, in fact, Joey Votto. We got a 99 Joey Votto card. There was kind of debate on that with how many first base end game cards we already have with, say, Vlad Jr., P. Alonso, and so on, even David Ortiz. But before we get into that, let's go over all the other cards that we have. We had Kendall Graveman, we have Austin Riley, Harrison Bader, Frankie Montas. I'm probably about his name. Kyle Farmer, Brandon Lau, Walker Buehler, and AJ Pollock. Overall, I don't think it's the best player of month that we got. There's some solid cards out there, but there's a lot of cards, Austin Riley, Harrison Bader, that are very one-sided. And why I say that means Austin Riley, I believe, has 120 power against righties, and then pretty much everything else is not as balanced as those other cards that we have seen in the past. But there are some nice cards. I think the Kendall Graveman, the first card that you get, Cougs, solid card, being a 92 diamond reliever. It has the sinker and cutter. We'll get to the sinkers a little bit later about the game update, but still at the time that Graveman, I always love using his live series, whether it was the silver or gold in BR, and now having the diamond to be part of your main squad was great. Brandon Lau, I'm a sucker for Brandon Lau cards. It's not as up to par as last year's player month card, but still solid 118, 116 power against righties. I believe it's around 80 so power against lefties. And then I think a lot of people like the AJ Pollock and maybe even Walker Buehler. I haven't tried out Walker Buehler. I'm about to try him out in my next ranked season game, but overall opinion, what do you think of Votto being the player of month lighting card? And does it stack up to, say, a Schwarber or a Buxton? Where would you rank out of the three between Buxton, Schwarber, and Votto? Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one.
Semyon.
Oh, and Marcus Simeon. I always
Yeah, yeah.
always got him out. But where are you out of 1 through 4? Where's Votto on you?
Yeah, Votto's definitely number 4 for me. I mean, when you just compare him to, I would put Semi in 3, but then you compare him to Schwarber and Buxton. It's just, he's not a bad card at all. There's no debate that Joey Votto is a bad card. He's really good attribute wise. There's just so many first basemen. It was the same point that we were bringing up: Vladdy Jr., David Ortiz, Eddie Murray, so on and so forth. There's so many guys at first base right now. It's just a little underwhelming when you take into account the other guys that are in the game. But he's not a bad card. And like you said, there are some other good cards in here. I still think the best card is the first one you get. I think that Kendall Graveman out of the bullpen is just everything you need out of a reliever, especially at this point in the year. 125 hits per nine, 99 velo, sinker, cutter, changeup, slider with a four seam. I think the only downside to this card is that he doesn't have outlier. I mean, but if you had outlier on this card, he'd be too good. So yeah, no, he's definitely the best card, or at least the most usable card in my opinion. But overall, I don't think it's necessarily a bad player of the month set. It's just underwhelming compared to some of the ones we got. And actually, one card I want to touch on in here is the Kyle Farmer card,
Mhm.
because I could be wrong about this. Have we ever had a shortstop with catcher secondary in MLB The Show before?
No, he plays everywhere, doesn't he? Like
Yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere except for center and right, but he could probably still be fine
Yeah,
out there. And
it's
I
crazy.
I think I think the only guy, if you kinda switch him, was didn't we have a Russell Martin that could play shortstop one time on, like, a
Yes,
signature card or
the
something?
Signature Series Russell Morton. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. I think I just thought that was a really interesting card. I don't think I've used him other than, like, in the moments or in the grind for Votto or whatever, but, just a super interesting card to look at. I like when they do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Imagine have you seen with Brock Holt pitching?
Yes.
I know we already have a tops now of him, but pitching 30-mile-an-hour eephus pitch. Imagine that in that MLB The Show.
Yeah, just throw a little silver Brock Holt like you did for Rizzo. Who cares? Just
Why
do it.
not? Have fun with it.
Just give it, make it like a free pack. Like you don't even have to do a moment for it. Just put it in the store, 0 stubs. Just have some fun with the silver.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, I definitely put Votto probably 4 as well, just with what you said. I want to continue saying the same thing. Um, like I said, the farmer's nice. I really want the Brandon Lau, man. I don't know what it is. Always maybe it's just me. I'm just attached to that Brandon Lau. I used that card a little bit, and I loved it right away. I just love boosted up cards. Maybe it's just because of his swing I really like. So those are the only cards I'm really looking forward to. I was kinda hoping that Harrison Bader would be a little bit more usable because I love using Bader, like his live series. But then again, he's not known for, like, his big power. He did have his OPS was high that month, but still it wasn't like because of home runs or stuff. So, um, overall, I mean, it's a solid program to start, but still not the best that we got so far. But speaking of top down cards, we got six new top down cards with the player month drop. We got the Jonah Hem, Texas catcher, 95 overall. I think they're all 95 overall. So yes, they are. We got Sebi Savala. Am I saying that right?
I can't remember how to say his name
But how
actually.
about either way? How about Sebi? First game ever, hits 3 career home
Yeah, I
runs.
know. That's
Like,
unbelievable.
no
That's
one
like
ever is going to do that again.
you dream about that type of stuff.
Yep. We got Max Shorrock, first base from Cincy at 95, and then got Ortega, who had a 3 home run game. But his primary position is center field. However, his speed is like in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure if you put him in center. He'll be like corner outfield or maybe a bench if you want to use it. Dansby Swanson actually interests me because he has 100 power both ways. He won't be like a starting shortstop, but he'd be nice, like, say you're doing like a budget beast type of team. And I love his swing in general. I'm a sucker, Cougs. It's funny, I was playing on Sunday night, and I know a lot of people didn't like this card because of the moment, but that Tommy Pham from Player a Month, just for BR base, not for rank. I love it. I love his swing, man. I love the two-handed follow through quick swings. Maybe that's why I really love Teal Tio Hernandez, and I fell in love with Tommy Pham, but that's a different story. Let me continue. Who else we got? Dylan Moore, second base from Seattle, also got. But six, I wonder if this is going to be a norm now because we usually see what four
I
or
think we've
maybe four
seen
diamonds and
yeah,
no and
s-
maybe a
s-
lower tier.
something like that. Yeah, it's usually like 4 to 6 somewhere around
Yeah.
there. I think.
But still solid. I mean, look how many cards we just got released just that week. We got the 6 new cards for Tops now. We got the Player of Month. We got Mookie, and we got the new headliner. Now Twins, Austin Martin card. I believe it's a 97 Austin Martin Future Star card from Headliners. Is actually gonna be speaking of headliners, Future Star, since we're on the topic that today, there's gonna be set 29 for another Future Star, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But overall, I mean, solid week of content just by how much we got. And I always bring this up. There's never a point where there's too much content. However, I do want to bring up it's with all these cards, we don't have that tip. Yes, we have events, but I want to get your opinion on this. We don't have another mode to actually use all these particular cards. Like I wish there was there's something that goes besides events. Like maybe if we did get like a weekend league and it's like a salary cap weekend league where we could try out different cards and different builds and actually play 9 full inning games with these cards. Because usually events is what, 3-6, but I may be getting ahead of myself here. But regardless, Cougs, solid week, I would say. Always when there's a player a month week, a new collection, and then all the other fun stuff that comes with it, solid week.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was exciting. Say whatever you want about the Player of the Month program itself. The amount of cards we get is it's just you got to commend the content team. I think some people get frustrated with certain things that come out with content, whether it be a collection being too expensive or, like we said, an underwhelming Lightning Player of the Month player, stuff like that. But they're still pumping out relevant content every single week. And we're going to talk about some more relevant content
Yeah.
coming up here. Like they just continue to support this game. And especially with other games on the horizon, they need to continue to do stuff like this. So continue to release cards, continue to show love to the game, even after the season is over. Hopefully, we don't have another case like last year where they basically stopped releasing content after Finest.
Mhm.
I hope that they continue to support the game for a while, and I don't think anybody's going to complain about more content. Sure, people may say it's not good or it's underwhelming or L or whatever, but at least you're still pumping content into the game. That's what matters.
Yeah, and there might be, like, cards that you might think are, like, L or just not what, but you gotta remember there's someone out there that's excited about that card, like Reds fans. Reds fans
Yep.
are
Yep.
without a doubt gonna put I know that's one singular team fan, but maybe Joey Votto is my favorite player beside besides any Mets players. So I for me personally, I want to try him out, just because of that fact. I could listen to that dude just talk baseball 24/7. But yeah, he became one of my favorite players over the years. So for me, I'm like, all right, I want to try him out because he's my favorite player. And then you got those Red fans. It might not be up to key to the other end game cards, but still people like to try out different cards and it makes more fun stuff, content, and just makes it more interesting for you as a user. It makes the game fresh. Like, all right, I've been using these cards for so long. If you change up, I always say if you change up like your DD unis or change up your team, like different builds, it'll just make the game a little bit more fresh. Even your stadium that you play with, don't play at Chipper 24/7. Come on, just don't do it. All right. Um, but it's just those like little things help out the game longevity of you playing it, especially for us known to play this game year round. So, but like you said, there's a lot more content that we still need to talk about, and let's lead up to Sunday. Sunday, they had a little teaser saying on the Twitter account, say make sure to have your notifications on, and it had a thumbnail of the premiere of the next leadoff and it had Ramon with a briefcase and it had like 3 diamonds come out of a briefcase. I had no clue what was happening there, Kooks. I was texting you before, like, maybe we should wait until Tuesday, which is today, Tuesday, to record the podcast because it looks like there's gonna be a lot more stuff coming out, and boy, did a lot of stuff come out at first, Goose, I thought it was gonna be the All-Timers program because last year, August 7th, they released the All-Timers program, and August 9th was that Monday, so I was like, "Alright, maybe it's the All-Timers program part 2, and this is where we maybe see Hank, or Pedro, and eventually we'll see Roberto Clemente." We did see the Roberto Clemente, but Goose, how about you take it away? What did we get about Roberto Clemente now having a Signature Series 99 overall card in the game?
It's about time. I mean, it's about time we get Clemente. He was literally the tease in the reveal trailer. He was the guy. He was this year's Hank Aaron, or I'm sorry, this year's Willie Mays and you know, the Big Poppy and Mo from last year and the Babe Ruth. He was the trailer reveal. So it's about time we get him. I think it's a good time to release him. I think it's going to be interesting to see what the card looks like next to like Mookie Betts and Ronald Acuna Jr. But I don't think there's a person out there that isn't excited to have a 99 signature Roberto Clemente in the game. So I hope he's good. I hope he looks similar to Jackie Robinson's card, where it's got, you know, the really high contact with that, you know, mid 80s, maybe touching 90 power. If it's any higher than that, I'm going to be stoked. With, of course, 99 arm strength. The card has a lot of potential to be an absolute stud. And I hope they, you know, give him the best possible card they could. So I'm very happy we get Roberto Clemente. And there's other cards in the program too that we could be excited about.
Yeah, and so the program that we're talking about is it's Field of Dreams. So Field of Dreams is actually coming to MLB Show. If you download the update today, it's actually in the game right now. You can't play it right now, but when you're listening to this, it'll be unlocked. It's part of the Field of Dreams program. So we got with the Field of Dreams game coming this week with the White Sox and Yankees playing on the 12th. They made it instead of doing the all timers program. It's basically, I feel like it is the all timers program, but just rebranded or reskinned kind of. Not saying that's a bad thing at all. This is a great thing, but I feel like that's like the reskin of it because now we have Field of Dreams game during the MLB year. So you get the program, you get the events, and then you get the choice pack. Let's go over the program first. Program, we see multiple cards. We see 99 Brooks Robinson. We've seen Tom Henke prime card. And then, of course, you unlock the stadium as well. The stadium looks great, by the way. I did an exhibition game a little bit earlier today for our daily update on the YouTube channel, and at nighttime, it looks really nice. I'm hoping eventually this is what it's going to be like for our custom stadiums to be at nighttime, but that's a different story. Either way, Field of Dreams is great having the stadium in there. First classic stadium that we received in years, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, So maybe we'll finally get more stadiums on our way. And not only that, it's for all generations, by the way, for Field of Dreams, which kind of makes sense. It's kind of like a minor leagues park, so the resources are not too high for it to be like a major league park. So we got that. We got the program. So, like I said, Brooks Robertson's part of the program, Tom Henke, and then the perfect game, Felix Hernandez. Now, before we already talked about Clemente, but that card intrigues me, Cougs. The reason why, as always, we say pinpoint, and then of course we know Felix is going to have a cutter. I mean, not cutter, a sinker. He's going to have his sweeping curve, high velocity fastball. And then his per nines should look very juicy, being a perfect game card.
And let me tell you something, Scuffy. I have a thing on my Twitch stream where somebody can use their channel points to redeem a player to put on the squad. And I was streaming, I think on Friday or Thursday or something like that, and somebody redeemed their points and they're like, "Yo, I want you to use 91 Felix Hernandez." And I was like, "All right, cool, let's do it. Using Felix in August. Let's see how this goes." Go into a ranked seasons game. I threw a complete game shutout on Legend with that Felix card. The same the same week before this new one comes out, I'm you could argue that I may be more excited for this Felix card than Clemente based off what happened on one of my previous streams. So I am very excited for this Felix.
Yeah, that says something because last year, his awards card, not a lot of people were high on it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay at first, but it was it was one of those cards that gets phased out super quick. But now that we have
Mhm.
a full 99, because he was only a 96 last year, I
Yep.
think he's gonna be significantly better.
Yeah, and remember, I assume it's all gonna be grind 99, so that's going combat with the rank season award that we're going talk about in a minute. But before we do that, let's talk about the events now for the Field of Dreams. We got a new event where Field of Dreams Stadium is locked. You play with White Sox players, Yankee players, and any legend players and common players if you want to. I mean, that's where you get to power your Derek Fisher there, right? Um, at Field of Dreams. So,
There it
but
is.
yeah, we got 2 new cards based off that. At 25 wins, we got DJ LeMahieu, Silver Slugger yard card from 2019, and then we got no hitter Lucas Giolito card. Now, what's interesting about this Lucas Giolito card is 98 overall. However, last year we got the Tops Now card, which was a 99 overall. Does that make sense?
Um, I think the difference is tops now is just based on that performance. I think no hitter cards and like perfect game cards or whatever are based off um that performance along with the rest of the year. I could be
That's what I
wrong
was
about
figuring
that
too.
because because by all accounts then every no hitter card or every perfect game card should have 125 hits per nine and not
Mhm.
everyone does. So
No.
I think yeah, I think that has something to do with it. I'm just not 100% sure how the milestones are weighted.
Yeah, I feel like milestones are just another end game type of card, and I think you're right. I think it has some input of the year itself because if we could easily transition to the choice pack, there's gonna be a choice pack part of the program, and they released 3 cards today. One of them being 4 home run Mike Schmidt, and that's a 99 overall. This has to be the end game Mike Schmidt where you get now he hit his home runs, I believe, all against lefties. I could be wrong. Someone commented on the daily update today and said that. I I could be completely wrong, but if that's the case, I still think they're going to juice up his righty stats as well. I would figure it to
Yeah.
be around that year because if Mike Smith has 125 power and maybe like 90 power against righties, I'm not sure how many people are going to use it unless it's on your bench. Be like that Johnny bench that we received a year ago or 2 years ago. I forgot that had the
Uh
125 and then nothing really else.
yeah. Something like that.
So, but hopefully you could get, like, some confirmation on that, see if milestone cards are like that, but anyway, let's talk about those 2 others. We got the Mike Smith 99, and then we got Signature Series in a Dodgers uni. Mike Piazza, as you say, I understand that he's been in a Mets uni for his endgame card for the past, like, 2 years, so they finally give him a Dodgers uni. It doesn't mean I won't use it, but we got 99 Signature Series, uh Mike Piazza, and then we got 99 awards, MVP, not Cy Young, MVP, Lefty Grove. So we now and remember, Lefty Grove has outlier. So we got something now we got a nice little lefty with outlier here, Cougs. And to be honest with you, pinpoint with motion not really matter to me anymore. Lefty Grove is the option to me.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I Lefty Grove. I'm not stoked, but
Mhm.
I'm totally open to being surprised by him.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to try out that Piazza though.
Oh, yeah. I love Piazza cards. I mean, bias aside, I feel like his swing is a little bit quicker this year too if he
Yes.
used the 91.
Yep.
So that ge that makes me excited, and that was the first inning program? Yeah, that was the first inning
Yep.
program, last Mike
Him,
Piazza card,
him,
so it's been
Lofton, and Fernando.
but how about it? He's gaining release. He was a program last year, for his I bel no, he was the World Series
Yep.
award last year, and then he was the program the year before, and now basically you get a choice pack. He is the rare round. I'm not sure how if that's gonna be the only way you contain those packs, if they're gonna be the market or not. We'll find it out later today. But yeah, they're releasing 99 Mike, and there's gonna be other cards under the base too. So
Yeah, we haven't
that's
even seen those yet.
who knows what's that gonna be, and be honest, this reminds me of what packs did we receive for the maybe the running backpacks? Kinda? No. Running
Uh,
backpacks, we got a lot.
yeah, we got a lot in the run it backpacks, and the base
Open
round of that
sink?
was kitchen
Sink pack?
sink. I mean,
Kitchen sink?
haven't we had those this year? Or no, we had no ducks on the pond,
No.
maybe.
Yeah, ducks
Um,
on a pond, that's what I'm thinking of, probably.
yeah. Yeah,
So
no, I'm excited to try out Piazza. Like I said, Schmidt, man, Mike Schmidt is such a weird player in MLB The Show because every Mike Schmidt card looks like it should be the best third baseman in the game, but he never plays like it. So I need to know if this one is actually going to be the Mike Schmidt that I've been waiting for years now. So
mhm,
I mean, I'm going to
I'm the
give him a
same way.
shot. We'll see what happens.
I was laughing the whole time because I'm the same way. I never hit good with Mike
I
Smith
just don't
cards.
know what it is. I don't know if
I
it's the
don't know.
swing or
And
if it's the
and you're
stance. I don't
completely
know.
right. His attributes look amazing every time for his endgame card, but it
He's
just
never
doesn't
the
translate.
guy.
It doesn't translate. I feel it. But I'm very curious what the base for I'm very curious if it's gonna be like 97s to 99 for the base or it's
I
gonna
I would
be
say I would say 95s, 97s.
95s, 97s, yeah. So we'll find out a little bit later today. We'll be talking about that next week. We also got rank season rewards here, Cougs. We got 99 Lindor, and then we got 99 milestone no hitter, Justin Verlander. It's just like content. It's content. The
Never
past few weeks
stops.
never stops. But that Francisco Lindor, me being a Met fan now and being a Lindor fan, that a lot of people were getting on that card a little bit, but me, that's a win,
That's
easily.
it. That I think Kyle tweeted like if you are complaining about this Lindor card, you're just literally looking for things to be mad
Yeah,
at because this
agreed.
card is sick. I mean, on paper, best shortstop in the game. I don't see really a competition for him other than maybe the ball player, switch hitter. He's got those secondary positions, even if you want to put him at second. I don't know why you'd want to take away diamond fielding from shortstop, but if you want to put him at second, go for it. 74 speed, and Lindor's got a great swing. So this guy is going to be a very solid 1 to 2 hitter in your lineup. The contact is good enough to play at the higher levels. Everything about this card is a huge W. And I was really excited about Lindor. Was
Mhm.
a little on the fence about Verlander until I saw the attributes. This
Yeah.
Verlander card is, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like his Verlander card's crazy. So let's just get it started off. 125 hits per nine. So he's going to have the smallest PCIs possible based off the situation and the hitter. He's going to have 99 velo with outlier. He's going to have 99 break. He's got 115 stamina, so he's going to be able to throw an insane amount of pitches. And he's got a slider, a cutter, a circle change, a four seam, and a 12-6. And we're going to talk a little bit about sinkers, after this with the patch. We don't even have to worry about that with this card because he has the cutter, which I think is a better pitch than the sinker this year. This
Mhm.
Verlander card on paper right now, best pitcher in the game by far to me. Better than
He
DeGrom.
I was about to ask that, better than Grom. I it this is easily the toughest choice for World Series rewards to choose from. Like, this actually makes you think, like, do I want that switching shortstop for to be in the top of my lineup, or do I want that dominant ace in my rotation? I asked yesterday on our Twitter account, remember if you were following us inside the show PC, who we taking? It was kind of mixed, but I saw more of Verlander than Lindor, to be honest with you. So
Yep.
you're on to something. But now you have what in your rotation? Lindor, I mean not Lindor, DeGrom. Verlander, King Felix, maybe,
Mhm.
and then Edwin Cabrera on the back end of your rotation, even though that they they nerf sinkers in the update now, but we'll get that in one moment. But still, rotation right now in ranked season
You're
looks.
missing one. You're missing one.
Who am I missing? This is why
The
I
the
need to play more ranked season.
MVP.
Oh, Otani.
Can't you gotta have Otani in
Otani.
there.
Yeah.
But you think about
Ah,
that. Think about what you just said with the 5 pitchers you named.
uh-huh.
Verlander, DeGrom, Otani, Edward, and Felix. That's 5 righties. There was a point in this game where there were barely any good righties, and now we're
Mhm,
to the point where most of the best pitchers in the game are righties. So now, maybe guys like Chipper might
mhm,
start to get phased out slightly, even though Chipper's still good against righties. He's been maxed out against lefties, which has been huge for him. Maybe guys, start to creep into that third base position for some people who have been using him all year. Maybe guys like Joey Votto now become a little bit more usable because of the amount of righties you're getting. So I mean, the game changes and the lineups can change based off the content that comes out. And
mhm.
just 2 months ago we were saying something completely different, and now look at where we are. So once again,
Yeah.
commending the content team for continuing to spice things up and bring a lot of variety.
Yeah, and just wait, and, Kershaw's gonna drop next week.
Stop it, bro.
But yeah, you're completely right, and you know what? We point out DeGrom, King Felix, and, those 2, I mean, all you gotta do is grind the game.
Yep.
It's kinda you don't see any other, and we sound like a broken record, you don't see, any other Ultimate Team mode be able to give you those type of end game cards basically for free, just grinding out the game. Um But yeah, it's a lot to take in. Let's get to the game update real quick before we talk about pretty much our lineups and where we go from here. Uh, the game update we got today to include Field of Dreams, like we said, but the biggest thing is from gameplay. So pretty much, I'm going to just read it out loud. Higher loss of break for aiming a sinker, changeup, or curveball high in the zone based on the starting point of the pitch. You read that, Cougs. What was your initial thoughts?
Um, I think it's a long time coming for a sinker nerf. It's just been the meta has changed throughout the years, but I feel like the sinker has been the primary meta pitch for the last 3 years now, since
Yeah.
19. So, yeah, I think it's a long time coming. Then again, though, they've said in patches before that they've changed things or fixed things or tweaked things. So it's one of those things where I just have to get into the game and try it for myself to see what the difference is looking like, if it's looking that much different to begin with. Um, so it's a good. I like the intention behind it, because I do think high sinkers definitely need to be nerfed, and high breaking pitches overall need to be nerfed. Um, so we'll see if they executed it. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen what people are saying about it yet. So I'll definitely be giving some sinker ballers a try, just to see if they actually executed what they intended in the patch.
Yeah, I asked, initial thoughts on my main Twitter account, and I got 2 people saying it looks like a fastball now. I mean, we gotta try it
Hmm.
ourselves, obviously, but that's a good sign. So, we'll see from there. But I wanna, end on this. Well, not end on this, but let me first go back to the game update. I like how they're combating the meta instead of giving pitchers sinkers.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
random people, that's how they should do it, just combat the meta. Well, not how it takes time, let's just say, I wouldn't say it should do it, but that's a way to neutralize it, is to actually fix it in game. And shout out to who knows? I think they probably been working on this for a while. It just never was up to their standards. So with them releasing it now mid game, that tells me they feel very confident in it, and I'm hoping that's the case. So we'll
Yeah,
find out.
and they've been very particular with the things that they want to patch
Mhm.
this year. I mean, you look at, years past when there was a patch and a lot of the community was just saying like, "Oh, this patch broke everything. Like the game feels completely different after this gameplay patch." They're being very particular about what they want to patch and when they want to patch it this year. I think this year I mean, this is what, game update 14, but in terms of actual gameplay updates, we really haven't had that many this year, especially compared to previous years. So the fact that they're willing to make this jump on adjusting these pitches and adjusting this part of the gameplay should mean that they're confident in what they're doing, like you said. So I just once again I hope that it's executed to the way they were actually saying it was.
No, I agree. 100%. So we'll see as we play. We'll probably talk about that next week. Next week, we should be a fun episode too. By the way, we should have a mid year review. We got Shelby and Tyler to come back on. They were here previewing MLB Show 21 before it dropped, and might as well get them back here for the mid year review, or basically a year review. Um, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. I want to end on this. Of all the cards that we're receiving today, I'm very curious of who you're looking forward to playing. But before we do that, I actually asked this question in our Discord and to see what other people are excited to play with. I got some mixed results. Someone actually we had Weewoo. Hopefully, I'm saying his name right or her name right. I raked with DJ last year, so probably him. I didn't expect DJ to be an answer, to be honest with you, because DJ is usually just high contact and not that much power. But who knows? We had Evo Hordes said Felix because he thinks the K per nines and H per nine is going to be ridiculous, so the PCI is going to be very small. We had Toxic, Real Toxic. Oh, he kind of combated LeMahieu and thinks others are going to be a better choice. And then we have Darth Nacho who say he's most excited for Clemente. Grew up in Pittsburgh, so he's excited for maybe a juiced up card for him. We'll find out later today. But Cougs, before finding out all the attributes for those cards, do you have like a top three that you're looking forward to? I know about the King Felix card. That's probably number one. But out of everyone else, who are you looking forward to playing?
Right now, in no absolute particular order, Clemente, Felix, Piazza, and then we'll see what who else is in that pack. Plus, you think you said there's a headliner today, I think. So, yeah, right now, out of the cards we know about, definitely those three.
Yeah, I Piazza. I mean, I was always a Piazza fan, so if Piazza's number one, King Felix number two. And like you said, if Clemente's anything like Jackie, I'm gonna be stoked, man. I really am. So I think it will be. I'm hoping, and Darth Nacho actually said this. I'm hoping there's a Feller card because he's from Iowa, and you know me, I love Bob Feller cards,
Hmm.
always have. So if we get a Bob Feller card today, I'll be very, very happy. And speaking of the headliner, we're getting another, like we mentioned earlier, we're getting another Future Star card. I'm trying to think, do they drop Adley with Piazza coming out?
Nah, I think they wait. I don't think they're ready
Think they
to.
wait for his debut?
I don't know if he's gonna make his debut this year. But I
Yeah.
think they're just gonna wait a little bit later. I think we will get Adley this year. I don't think they're gonna make that same mistake again. But I don't think it's gonna
I
be
think
today.
I'm trying to think who we haven't got, like, that's a big prospect. We haven't got Bobby Witt, but I don't think we're gonna get Bob maybe have you ever get, Kinelik Future Star or only Prospect Series?
We I think we only got a prospect from him last year too, right?
Yeah. So that's my guess.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
I'm
actually
down
been
with that.
hitting, better.
I'm
Uh,
I'm 100% on board with Jared Kelnick.
yeah, same here. It should be an overall balanced card. I expect, like, maybe like a Jason Dominguez, but just a lefty card,
Yep.
maybe even better. So, I don't know, we'll find out, and we'll talk about it next week, but yeah, I think we covered everything today. There's a
Yeah.
lot, but
So,
we did it a good time. So,
yeah, yeah, no, it was a good week. We're gonna hopefully have another good week coming up. And it's just as we were saying earlier, new games are coming out. MLB The Show has got to keep the attention. So we'll
yeah,
see if they
exactly.
continue to stay at this pace with this momentum.
Oh, without a doubt. So we'll find out much more next week. Once again, appreciate you guys tuning in today's episode. We now are posting more videos on our YouTube. We want to make sure to follow, do a daily update. Been having fun doing those. So that's youtube.com/inside the show. You can follow our Twitter account at twitter.com/inside the show PC. Follow my boy Kooks at Kooks46. I'm at Scuffing McGee TV. Remember, next week, like we just mentioned before, we should have a mid-year review. Hoping to have Shelfie and Tyler, Daddy Jimmy, on the show once again, and we'll be talking about the game, where it's at, where we expect to be, and give our nice review of the game so far. And yeah, Kooks, that's going to do it for today's happy grinding for everyone that's doing the Field of Dreams program events. Good luck in the choice pack. May the pack of luck be in your favor. We'll catch you guys next time on the next Inside the Show. Ciao.